Well, I now want to talk a bit about OpTic versus London. That is going to be the big matchup, the first semifinal to kick off. And Nameless, I know you've been very, very excited for this one. They have a chance to get to back-to-back finals. They've been improving massively with Chino now in the lineup. What are your thoughts on Chino and just this roster as a whole with him in the lineup?
I think that they've looked incredible throughout. They've shown tenacity even after that first day where they played horrible and, they went to Twitter and they were raging. I thought that was a team that would crumble under that type of pressure the next day. They ended up bouncing back and getting through all the way to a semifinal. Slasher's having one of his best tournaments all year long. I think that this team just, with Chino added, it's been a new look. He's brought better vibes. The communication that he brings has allowed Slasher to play a lot better, and they just look great. Excited for this one.
They look really strong. Definitely a chance to maybe take this whole thing today. But on the other side of it, maybe one of the changes we haven't talked as much about, we've highlighted Pristini. We've talked now about Chino coming in, but also Zero, how big that is. He is one of the greatest international players in the history of Call of Duty. It was odd to not have him on a lineup. He's now on London in place of Jerd. And Joe, it seems he's made an instant impact.
Yeah, not only has his individual talent already made an impact, right? He's leading his team already, but he's also elevating the people around him, and I think that's what is just so important for Zero right now. Now, this is only, they've played 2 matches. They did 3-0 New York, though. That was a very big win, but they are going to continue to be tested, but so far, so good for the London Royal Ravens. I love seeing Trey back in the lineup.
Yeah, they've been fun to watch. We'll see if they can keep it going. Obviously, that big win, it's kind of a revenge match for him. We'll see if he can continue to have that passion, that talent going forward now on CDL Sunday. But now let's take a look at a CDL points presented by Game Fuel. Where we all sit, where all the teams sit at this point in time before Sunday plays through, because there's a chance for a lot of movement, because you've got a lot of teams sitting around that 70-point mark that are, kind of above the low-end teams, right below the elite teams. If you talk about OpTic in London, Nameless, there's a chance to shake this up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic, London, or New York. If any of those teams win outside of Chicago,
sure, yeah.
Then we have another team in discussion for top 4, which is huge, right? And when you look at these 4 teams that are in your semifinal, it's like any of them can win. They've all looked incredible. They've had players on each team that have stepped up and dominated. We've talked a little bit about the other 3 teams, but we haven't talked about Subliners as much. Zuma had an incredible performance last night. That was the best we've seen him in a very long time. So honestly, this is anyone's for the taking.
Well, think about how much, Joe, OpTic could jump up the power rankings in the course of 3 weeks. If they go to back-to-back finals, I mean, this is a team that was, bottom 4 or so? You could be talking about top 4 squad.
I think the argument is there, absolutely, because the last time we saw Florida, it wasn't great. Minnesota not making a semifinal. Back-to-back finals, the talent is there. It seems to be clicking. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. An important match for them, though, because I think this is a big story for them.
It certainly is. Now I want to take a look at the bracket, though, for those of you maybe that haven't tuned in all weekend, just to see how we got here from groups to bracket play. Nameless, what are your thoughts overall on the bracket? Any huge surprises for you?
We touched on it a bit. I just think that Royal Ravens, just how great they've looked. Just by the eye test, they've looked unreal. I think Dylan has stepped it up tremendously. That's probably because Trey's on the team now and he's just getting more kills, so it's just opening up the map for Dylan. But by the eye test, I did not expect them to be this good. That Subliners match was very impressive for me. That's probably the biggest surprise.
Yeah, it was eye-opening. It absolutely was. But I don't think I had anything right yesterday. There seemed to be surprises all over the place. But now let's take a look at the U.S. Army schedule for CDL Sunday. It's day 3 of the Seattle home series. We've got 2 semifinals leading us into the final for our home series event. And these 2 semis, Joe, they should both be incredible.
You would hope so, right? It's just, I think we talked about it on Friday. This was a tough tournament for us to try to figure out, because there's so many changes. There's so many rosters who are trending upward, trending downward. Chicago just makes a roster change. So yeah, man, and now we're finally here. We have a lot of talent, lined up today. I cannot wait to get into these matches.
Well, after the semifinals, we'll get into CDL Game Day presented by Game Fuel, and then right into the finals. And that's going to transition us right over to our Game Fuel keys to victory. I want to start with OpTic Gaming. Nameless, what are your keys, bud?
Well, Slasher's back in MVP form. Through days 1 and 2, he had a 1.35 KD, and he needs to continue that dominance. He's the #1 overall KD for the whole damn thing. This guy's been absolutely dominant. You saw some players tweeting out yesterday. I think it was Rated. He said Slasher's the best AR in the history of Call of Duty, and you know that's what when people see Slasher going off, that's what comes to mind. He's in that discussion. So if he can continue to do that, they're in a great spot.
What about the other side for London? What were your keys to victory there?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit ago. With the addition of Trey, it's opened up the map for players like Dylan. I don't necessarily think you play around Dylan, but he's integral to the success of this match versus OpTic. Pressure breaks OpTic Gaming. When they have subs pushing at them, being aggressive, getting in their face, it flusters players like Chino, like Slasher. They're going to need to do that to take them down in the respawns.
And now we know how important the maps and modes are going through this. Whether you talk about any matchup you talk about, the maps and modes may be the most important part about this. I want to take a look now at the U.S. Air Force maps and modes. We'll check them out. And Joe, I kind of want to get your early thoughts. When you saw these 5 games, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, game 1 Gun Runner, that's going to be London's pick. Is a pretty decent map for both of these teams. If your subs are playing well, that's typically who wins it. But games 2, 3, and 4, I really do favor OpTic Gaming LA. We've seen them be so darn good on Arklov peak, but to that, the London Royal Ravens have a ton of film that they can study. Can they stop their offensive success? Because that's really what it's come down to. The last time we've seen OpTic Gaming on Dom Petro, you know, they were spawn trapping people, but we haven't seen that map in some time. And usually, you know, they're just trying to switch up the vetoes. And then we go to Rammaza. Hardpoint, if we go to Rammaza Hardpoint, map number 4, and really that's been Slasher's playground. He's just been so darn great on that map.
Well, it's time to kick it off. The semifinals starting now. OpTic versus Ravens. Nameless, thank you for joining us for the pre-show. Have a wondrous afternoon, and we'll see you a little bit later on the show, pal.
Thank you.
All right, let's do it, Joe. Ravens, OpTic, starting off with a new guy, Zero. What kind of heroic performance can he have here against OpTic as we head towards our first hard point? It's a flurry of kills from Dylan to kick it off as he takes down Kenny and Dashy.
Yeah, and right away, they're just trying to fly on through. They want to try to flip these spawns, put the pressure on, and Zero's doing just that. But TJ and Dashy, they spawn up. They handle things, and with that kill on the Shawnee, that'll slow down things a little bit. As TJ, he was working pipes in the middle of the map, is able to find 2 kills, and he will get inside of green.
3 players going to drop for OpTic, and Straps continues to try and patrol this position on the map. Now quickly over to Shawnee's POV as he's looking for an opening through trains. Kenny, though, has his number. Spawns still there for OpTic. Zero, really the one with the big chance to go ahead and try to get this break with 20 seconds remaining on the old hard point. Think he gets through. He's going to leave that kill. Nice trigger discipline. Lets TJ get on pass, and he spawns one with them. Scraps is going to get in depot. Shawnee's going to pop up. All hell may break for OpTic.
That's just one of their, they don't know yet, but they're going to know very soon. Yep, TJ's going to give the call out. Well, the dead silence play pays off. Shawnee now set up in the window, and that is not what you want to see if you're an OpTic Gaming fan. Zero set up towards the back. The first push is coming on through, and Zero's able to take down 2. But it's plays like that that Zero's able to make, and it's plays like that that have been so darn good for the London Royal Ravens.
What a big moment for Zero and the Ravens. And just thinking about poor Kenny. Kenny thinks he's going to be spawning up at the new hard point. He pops it minecarts like across the map. His Scraps now puts it a 5 spree to get the 5 and 3. OpTic find an opening, at least for a moment, to get into the hard point, but at Zero out front, still doing damage. Thought he had a second one lined up, but Kenny will put him to bed.
And I thought OpTic had a good chance there to earn some time, but Weston goes big. He's on a 3 spree in this life. There's one more player here. That's going to be Dashy fighting for these 10 seconds, and you're okay with that if you're the London Royal Ravens, because you can already start to rotate on over. You have Zero inside a warehouse, but all the gunfights on rotation go the way of OpTic Gaming. A big 2-piece out of Chino. That's going to get them set up. You see the position of number 7 and 0. That's going to be Kenny and Dashy were pushed up so far. Look at where London is spawning. They can't even get nades on the hill. Well, don't worry. Chino's going to nade himself.
Right as you said that, that's one way to get nades in the hill. Good job, Chino. But now OpTic look to bounce back. And, you know, we talk about mistake-free Call of Duty. You can make a mistake. You can make 2 mistakes. You just can't make many. And they can bounce back from this quickly. Have you ever really thought about that? Like, is there a number you put on it? Like, number of big mistakes you can make on a hard point? before you're really in trouble?
I don't think there's a number on it. As much as it's like, where did those mistakes happen, right? If it happens at a money hill, that's a huge problem. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
We'll see. You know, London, they got 30 points there. We'll see what that turns into. But the fact is if you make a mistake, you can make up with it with some great plays. And that's exactly what OpTic Gaming did. They earned 50 points at Minecart. That 30-point spread that they lost in the second hill goes away.
Yeah, that's one way to get right back into the fight. Now with a 30-point advantage. With Scraps and company trying to burst on through. Dylan now through the smoke and into green. Hunting for more, and Slasher will be the first one that gets shut down. Not a lot of time accrued here thus far. But now Ravens will lock it down for the time being with that left side spawn for next. Still held on by OpTic.
And OpTic Gaming right now, they just want to hold on to that side of the map. And this is just an opportunity for London to earn some time. Maybe try to push through and break some spawns as Wuskin is trying to get set up with this M4. In a sneaky position, but the shots don't connect. Dashy, he's set up on that minecart. Nice shots, and just feels around these times like on rotation. OpTic are getting every single kill that they need. They're stopping the first push, and that's what's just so important. The timing of those kills. As we take a look at our scoreboard, TJ having a big game so far, 15 and 11, leading the way. On the other side, it's Shawnee.
First on the push, going to be Dylan, who I think found a gap to try and get through the flank, but doesn't stay alive very long. Scraps, I think, gets one kill before he falls as well inside the hard point. But the trade has been there nearly instantly for OpTic. Ravens have had enough pressure here to at least disrupt some of this time. And now spawning out as OpTic, they've found the kills. They've gotten inside. So your money points, you think a depot and warehouse, what a great job from Ravens. Whether it's sneaking through and getting the spawn or busting through the front door and finding all the kills, they've done it both ways, and now they've got a lead.
Yeah, you go ahead and look back at the way that OpTic Gaming set up for that. They had all 5 players inside of the hill as they do fight for the scrap time. And that's fine. That's okay. But the fact is if you're going to set up inside the hill, you have to find kills. You can't get broken because as soon as you all go down, that's going to be an easy break because the first rotation is done. OpTic, they're going to have a slight lead, but as we look at the right side of the map, when we rotate over towards that depot, London, they're setting up for those spawns.
You think, knowing how they snuck through, they're going to do everything to make sure that same thing doesn't happen to them. But some nice mid-range shots from Shawnee to get a lovely double. The hard point cleared out for both sides for now. 3 points separate the two sides. OpTic yet to find an opening to break these spawns. Zero, a great job patrolling from top crates. I got Scraps that wins a nice one-on-one on the minecart side as well to make sure OpTic can't pinch with pressure from that side.
Yeah, and obviously OpTic are trying to put pressure on, but you know they're getting on the hill. They're trying to earn as much time as they can. And it's not that like depot is impossible to break. We've seen it happen. You can force those parallel spawns. You can do a lot of good things, but it's obviously a lot easier when you have the close ones. As 3 kills go their way, you still see the close spawns in for the London Royal Ravens. Dylan on the hill just trying to back up to bathrooms, and now here comes the first push. It's going to be Kenny. It's going to be TJ. Working the top side of the map. They're able to find a few kills. As Kenny's on a 5 spree. He's really stepped it on up to 21. He's going to find that. That's going to be number 6, and that is the back for them. But he has to stay alive. He has some help from his teammate. Slasher finds the M4. Snaps on to Shawnee with the bunny hop in there. They're able to break on through.
There's the answer for the break at Warehouse. OpTic get in. Slasher and Kenny provide so many of those crucial kills. Is Slasher now to even. Slow start, I think around 5 and 10. But heating up. His stats this weekend have been absurd. He's been in MVP form and starting to hit that level now midway through this game.
You know what I love about Slasher? It's like I know a lot of people aren't like the biggest fans of him, but the fact is when he gets upset, when he gets pissed off, he typically leads the way, right? And a lot of people, you don't see that happen. When there's people who are upset or frustrated, they typically don't perform at a level that they should.
Different breed, right?
He gets pissed off and he just lights it up.
But it's been a good stretch for OpTic here. You had 5 in a row for Kenny, followed by 5 in a row for Slasher, and now 5 in a row for Dashy. So the kills have been coming in flurries now for OpTic. Unfortunately, Dashy's killing spree is going to end to a little friendly fire in from Kenny. This is where OpTic put up 50 points last time through on minecarts. They were just sensational from this position, but a much better job from London and a lead change in the win for London. They can get another second in. Not quite able to do it, so OpTic will regain control of that lead after a brief tie in the game.
A nice job breaking on through. TJ just trying to watch the middle of the map push, fight for the pinch, but what happens is London, they just push on through. They go right through that smoke and scraps with the MP5. You favor that gunfight. Neither team can really open up a lead. This is just such a back and forth battle.
Yeah, it's like, what, you had the 40-point lead out the gate kind of for Ravens, and since then, seems like no one could get more than a 10-20 point separation between the two. Over to containers we go. Dylan with nice movement to find Dashy and Chino as he continues to finesse inside of green. Dylan keeps it going. Such a crucial part of the map for this particular hard point, and he's making sure they can't get close to it. So this is going to be a lovely stretch of time for Ravens. OpTic are going to need to do a much better job inside a warehouse if they're going to answer the call.
And I think we just got one off the minimap, but Scraps was pushing on up. Wuskin, I think, as well. I think they got behind him. Yeah, Scraps and Wuskin pushed on through. I think it was one of those times where OpTic realized we can't allow them to get 20 more seconds here. All the way up to 210, and what happens is Scraps, he's able to sneak through. His Dylan's up to 33 kills right now. A great game number 1 from him. But yeah, you're in a position now for the London Royal Ravens where you hold on to this, you can win game number 1.
Yeah, they're not playing inside. Look at the difference in the setup of the map right now compared to what we saw from OpTic. Only one person in the hard point, everybody else pushing up. Did they get another safe side spawn? It looks like they're going to spawn bottom of the map, so it's going to leave it to the 2 Ravens players inside to do all the dirty work, and they're going to do just that. The last guy in a position to make a play was Dashy, not able to do it. 220 on the board for Ravens, 30 away from the victory. OpTic scrambling desperately to try and get inside, but no opening through the Ravens setup right now as Scraps is lighting up with his twin brother Wuskins.
You have 3 players on a spree right now, just doing such a good job, just not allowing a contest to come through. TJ, though, is able to break through. Has to try and hold on. He will get these 10 seconds to make sure that London can't win. But London, they made the heads-up play. They recognize the situation. Hey, guess what? We know that they have to push for the scrap time. Let's fight for spawns for Depot. Let's make it tough for OpTic Gaming. It is so difficult to try to do 2 things at once. What do we mean? You have to get some time. You have to keep them on the hard point and win the rotation. 5 go down, and the London Royal Ravens might win it right here. Look at the trap they have them in.
OpTic can't get through. Ravens just putting them down. And there's the map 1 win for the Royal Ravens as they'll take the advantage in this best of 5. It was tight until it wasn't. Ravens started to run away with it with some really, really strong holds. And Dylan, I mean, I saw Ray's tweet saying he was taking too much flack early, but in my opinion, he is a different Dylan as of late. He has been much more consistent. He's dropping 30 plus all the time. He has been far, far better in my eyes as of late. It has helped them substantially. There's a 39 bomb from Dylan, looking to get back in that Black Ops 4 form. One of the best subs in the game and showing it there. Hell of a map from Dylan.
Yeah, and I just think really where did everything change? It was after that second minecart. You go over towards crates, and there was just so much time burned by London, and I think that freaked OpTic out a little bit. They're like, we can't really allow them to earn all this time. And then what happens? Scraps and Wuskin, they push top side of the map as we take a look at our stats, and they flip those spawns. And yeah, just the difference in the holds at warehouse, where OpTic, they were all inside. What happens when you do that? You lose a few gunfights, you're going to spawn out, and well, London, they just had such a great hold.
Yeah, it felt like a snowball once they got towards that 200-point mark, because then the same thing happens with Warehouse, right? Like they're trying to get in. They have to contest those final 10 to 15 points. They lose the game. Then they lose spawns if we're going to get the depot. So they just could never get in a comfortable position once it went down late. And that little bit of an edge you got for London Royal Ravens, just enough to make OpTic uncomfortable and get the map win. And a great win it was to put a foothold and control of this series, our first semifinal on CDL Sunday. But I love what I saw, man. It was an absolute battle back and forth, but Ravens, the better team there for at least map 1.
Yeah, and just looking at those stats, when you have Dylan going off, you have Scraps playing off, you need your other superstars to step up for OpTic Gaming. TJ, you get 33 out of him, but you need a little bit more, I think, from Chino and Dashy just to handle that pressure. That's what Nameless was talking about. When you put that pressure on, when you continue to play at that pace, OpTic Gaming, they can't hold the way that they want to.
Well, as we now look at the U.S. Air Force quick scope, you can see where they stand from a KD perspective. I know KD isn't everything, but the Hardpoint edge goes to London. They get that victory there. For S&D, it goes to OpTic Gaming, and I believe we're headed to Arklov Peak for map 2, where OpTic have been very strong as of late.
Yeah, they have. And it's really been their offense is just what they've done. And I think Slasher talked about it with Lottie. Just like we have a lot of different play styles where, people see something on the map and we're calling that out. So there's some times where we pick up the pace. There's other times when we play very pick-oriented. But this Arklov Peak, they've had so many reps on it, you would imagine that London have done their homework.
Well, as we take a look at the roster cards, both teams have undergone a change. JCap out, Chino in. And for Ravens, Jerd out, 0 in. And both teams seemingly hitting a performance level they have not been able to get to at any other point this year. It's been impressive to see. After the roster cards are done, I do now want to take a look at the Astro Social Sound card. And I believe that is Raided's tweet, which we alluded to a little bit earlier on in the broadcast, talking about Slasher being the best AR of all time. Joe, you are one of, probably the 20 best players in the history of the game. What were your thoughts when you saw that tweet?
He's top 3. I think there's a triangle of Formal, Slasher, and Octane. And people, I think, forget is that last year, because him and Octane were on the same team, he wasn't running the main AR. But
that's true.
Slasher has been an absolute animal. Would I put him as the best AR of all time? I think you have to give the edge to Formal, just the dynasty rosters that he's been a part of. But Slasher is absolutely right behind him, and it's the way he does it. He does a little bit differently than Formal. It's his search and destroy. It's his knowledge. He's also a leader. So listen, I think the argument, you could probably make it, but for me, yeah, absolutely top 3. Just such a talent.
And the stats for Slasher this weekend have been insane. It reminds me of 2 weekends ago when we showed Max heading into Sunday. Like, Max stats were just outrageous in every single mode. You looked at Hardpoint, Dom, Search to Destroy. There was no weakness. That is how Slasher has been. But now they're down 0-1 in the series. And they faced that a lot this weekend. I mean, outside of the 3-0 they won, I mean, they've been in 0-1 holes in a lot of these. They've been in a lot of extended series. So absolutely not impossible for them to dig out of it. But that's the position they are going to be in. It's going to start now with Arklov Peak. We'll see if OpTic can tie up this series at 1-1.
Yeah, and it was London's map pick, right? It's their Hardpoint, it's their choice. They feel that's one of their stronger maps, and now it's time for OpTic to respond on their map pick on Arklov Peak. And we touched on it, how just versatile they can be, but one of their go-tos has really been to smoke out that middle alley, put pressure on the B house. You see a few players jump up top middle. We'll see what they opt for round number 1.
Chino will snag the bomb, and they'll start working their way up this A street. You've got Slasher lingering at the offsite. All 4 players now pushing up. Dashy will be holding the angle with a sniper. Scraps gets the peek. Scraps gets the first blood. Kenny out of the action early.
He just backs up, just trying to play his life. And the nades come in. Beautifully timed from London. DJ's going to get taken down. And now you just see the rotation from London is here. Shawnee's going to back up, maybe just help his teammate out. But you see the information that Zero is getting, number 4 in the middle of the map. He's watching the middle staircase. He's watching the middle, so he knows for the most part this is an A hit. And Wuskin, he's been so darn good with the sniper all year long. And there you see it. On the Dashy, on the Chino, the last player alive going to be Slasher, and he will get taken down. A clean, flawless round from the London Royal Ravens.
And those flawless rounds are important because if we know anything about OpTic Gaming, they go to a ton of round 11s, especially on this map. And you would love to have defense if that's the case. Those flawless rounds give you that edge for sure when you're talking about the total tally for who might get that offense or defense in round 11. So that's a great opening from Royal Ravens. But now they'll head over to offense and see what success they can find. If Wuskin can keep hitting shots like that, you got to feel good about it. A little bit of a different split, obviously. You've got 2 players with the bomb carrier over towards A. It's a 3-man stack towards the top side of the map as they work to that outside street at the B house.
This is interesting because you do have the bomb carrier towards A. Like I almost wonder if they're going to try and force a rotation from OpTic Gaming with a lot of B pressure and then just walk up and plant the bomb. We will see what happens. Dashy's getting a lot of information with that sniper rifle. He's going to be the lone man on an island towards that side. I think that was Chino in the middle trying to get information out wide, and you can see what happens when Chino's finding that info. As all of London are going to rotate back, and now it's on Dashy. What can he find as the lone man defending this A site?
We saw one, and there's the flick. Dylan, we'll see you later. First blood to OpTic. The nades pouring in, but he's able to stay up. Now looking for a new angle. It's Chino, though, that locks down the second. So far, so good for both teams on defense.
Yeah, you only have 20 seconds left. Weskin just trying to find a pick, but it's all onto his teammate Zero and Scraps, and both with MP5s. There's some longer distance fights at this site, but they still have an opportunity. Scraps, though, I don't even know if he has time to get to the bomb. Zero is able to find another kill. Did he get it in time? He just might have. It's going to be close. The bomb's getting planted. And, well, Slasher on the flank able to take him down. But they get the bomb plant, but Slasher comes through the flank. And Dashy hits another snipe.
And I don't even think Slasher had to use his dead silence there as he pushed through mid. I thought he was going to get hurt or caught. Oh, he did.
No,
he did. Okay,
yeah.
okay. At first, I didn't think he popped it. And I was like, how did he make that play? All right, so that makes sense. The dead silence pop from Slasher. The huge flank through and 2 snipes in the round for Dashy. Just waiting a little bit here to build up the meters yet again for the OpTic side.
And that was just an information round. And what do we mean by that? It's just, how do we want to rotate around the map? And I think Chino, he got up top around the middle alley, and there's like a little jump up you can do. And I think he saw the players starting to move up on that site. But what London are trying to do is trying to get through, trying to force a major rotation towards B, and then trying to get, well, into a position where you can plant the A bomb and deal with Dash in a 2 versus 1.
Well, a standout on defense last time for Ravens was Weskin's sniper. Well, and the great lethal combo they had early in the round. It's all at mid-map right now for OpTic. Shawnee going to peek to try and get a tactical out, I believe, to stun mid, and Dashy's going to make him pay. Shawnee out of the round. 5v4 to OpTic.
And there's those smokes that we talk about. And what does this allow them to do? You'll see the jump ups coming in. TJ, he's going to be the first one to go, but he does get caught. Scraps is able to find the angle and honestly use the smoke in his advantage. He has to dodge the nades now. One hits him. He's able to stay alive, and another smoke comes in, and he gets away with his life. So a nice pick, and now you have Zero who doubles up top, and he's going to find 2 kills in that repositioning.
The offense falling apart for OpTic. Just Chino and Slasher left in the mix. Weskin can't find the angle of the sniper. Chino's pushed through a dead silence. He's actually right on top of a player. There's the first. I don't know if he realized he's got one more to deal with. He gets the first. Oh, that's actually the player jumped over. I thought he went right over the top of him. There's the plant. Scraps with the insta trade. Now all to Slasher to 1v3. Make it a 1v2. Slasher's had so many clutches. Daddy is popped.
He went right by one.
Now a 1v1. Can he pull off the 1v3? It's him versus Scraps.
He knew Scraps' position. Scraps took down Chino. Chino probably gave him a call out in the kill cam. You might hear this.
He didn't hear it, and there's plenty of time. Scraps gets on through. I thought for sure he was going to hear him as well as he pushed up those steps. I thought for sure he was, but no reaction from Slasher. Scraps clutches up in the 1v1 and bails Ravens out from almost throwing away a 3 versus 1.
Yeah, he's probably thinking after he takes down Chino, right, he moves into the bomb house. Maybe he goes up top just trying to hunt him down because Slasher goes all the way around through middle. Doesn't expect him to go back out wide, but heroic attempt there from Slasher in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, almost another just impeccable clutch from him. But this time, falls short. And it's Scraps that makes the play. All defense so far in this one. You got double goose egg on the side of OpTic as Kenny and TJ yet to make their impact. Dylan 0-2. Nothing for him as well.
I think this is just one of those maps where it's a little bit tougher as a sub, right?
Yeah.
To sort of handle things.
And just like we've seen in just about every defense, early kills.
With Scraps. Scraps is all the way behind enemy lines as well.
He should have a free one onto Dash. He hasn't spotted him yet.
Now he should. Now he should be able to come behind him, and he does. Okay, so that happens. Slasher's able to find a pick middle.
But a 1v4 this time?
Yeah, 1v4 this time.
This should be the first offensive round win as they get the first 2 kills. Slasher comes busting on through, and Wuskin takes off his helmet. 3-1 edge to Ravens as they're taking it right to OpTic Gaming on their search pick.
Just those early rounds, I don't know, when Nate connects, they get a free pick as well. If LA OpTic were getting a little aggressive towards that A site, and London, they were ready for it.
Well, now the pressure to OpTic to win an offense. Lovely job from the Royal Ravens. The mid strat worked until it didn't. It looks like they want to try and go back to that. The goose eggs continue for the OpTic Gaming LA side.
Look at the counter, though. Look at the counter.
Holy hell. Well, you mentioned there's a lot of footage of OpTic to watch on this map. It seems like Ravens have done their homework.
Yeah, how do you counter the mid push? And maybe what they saw in their mid push is that they don't really care about people taking mid map away from them. And well, they counter it. They said 2 up top windows, 1 down low, Scraps to the mid statue. You still have some time to work with. Slasher and Dashy were able to make it a 2 versus 3. Still a winnable round and much needed as Wuskin just get down, play your life.
Now they get the information he's sniping in the back, and it looks like they want to sync up and work this back through mid. They have to retain the bomb, and they're able to do that as Dashy will snag it. Slasher works back to him. Now with under 30 seconds on the clock, though, you have to look for an opening. Dashy's going to go ahead and pop dead silence, start to work up. They want to go right up the gut. Wuskin's going to get spotted. Not able to peek as the wallbang is coming in. They're trying to isolate him. There's 2 here they can pick up. Scraps is going to fall. Wuskin should be in trouble as well. Dashy's going to get this bomb planted. It's Slasher that'll have to make the play. Slasher can't get away. Now all going to be on Dashy. Dashy is caught. Dashy is dropped. Royal Ravens do it again. 4-1 advantage as they're wiping the floor repeatedly with OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, it's just them buying time, right? Just waiting for the rotation. In was that Shawnee to come on over? Wuskin's playing his life. And well, with 10 seconds left, you're just in a tough position. Slasher has to watch so many angles, doesn't know where the flank's coming in. Dashy has to plant the bomb, is hoping Slasher can find a kill or 2. An attempt, but that is the definition of a hard counter right there. You saw it. Maybe OpTic Gaming has a tendency where they go to be back-to-back rounds. Whatever it may be, London Royal Ravens were ready for it.
I've been ready for everything. You highlighted before this that OpTic have a lot of different play styles they can pull off here, a lot of different things they can do. Well, now's that time. Now they need to come up with a little bit of magic because they're down big. I'll have to pull off a wild comeback to do this. It starts here with the defense. Ah, it's a hit marker for Dashy. Can't finish the kill. The Ravens are flying forward. Scraps already in aggressive position here in the ditch.
Well, they don't get picked early, and what happens? You're able to stay alive and use your nades to find a kill, and they do that on the Shawnee, and now they know Scraps' position as that tactical is going to hit. And they find him, though. He's just sort of backing on up, and, well, I thought it was going to be a little bit scary, but Kenny's able to find 2 headshots. The bomb is being planted in a 2 versus 4. There's an opportunity, maybe, for Wuskin, but he's going to be all by himself.
Yeah, he's going to have the world star. He's going to need a collateral here, and every snipe in the world. Not gonna happen. Dashy's got a snipe of his own. Wuskin drop. The meters for dead silence will fill, and then they'll work the defuse, but this will bring them within 2 rounds. But they still haven't had a really good opportunity on the offensive end outside of Slasher's near 1v3. What do you want to see them do offensively to maybe steal a round?
Well, I mean, it's just one of those questions where you have to try to switch things up a little bit. Maybe you know, this is where that S&D experience comes in from all the veterans on this squad. You know, what are they seeing? What is London doing? I mean, their first A push, it was just they got caught a little bit early inside of the trench by nades, and I think they're just a little bit worried by that, but maybe you have to go to it because I know what they prefer. London knows what they prefer. It's that B bomb site. It's working it, but maybe you have to have some success towards A.
Well, I think he called it spot on. Looks like they're going to be getting right back to A. I think the first time he got was the nades, then also Scraps peeked from the ditch and got the first blood. Dylan right up to the top mound, gets the kill. He had trophy available, so he got trophy out. And you know how strong that position is with a trophy in hand. 0. It's a quick dead silence flank. He's going to get right in through the backside. The question is whether or not Slasher will read it. Might have read it, but he's going to get caught. 0 with another pick. 5v3 advantage to Ravens. Nothing clicking on offense for OpTic.
I think that's why some teams don't like going towards the A site, right? Because yeah, you really split yourself up around the rest of the map. 3 versus 5. They have to deal with the players. They're so close to this bomb. Smoke goes out there, able to find Scraps now. Can they find Dylan? Nope, Dylan's gonna find TJ to make this a 2 versus 4.
Chino's worked up to the site. Dead silence pop for Dashy. Inside of the ditch. He's going to work for the trade, but the angle there for Wuskins is once again he closes out a round with the hot snipe. 1 round away now from a 2-0 edge, and this best of 5 is London. Just sensational search and destroy gameplay over this game too. Nothing's working, man. Nothing on offense is working. We've seen a lot of Arklov peaks go down this way.
It's just
we've seen it so many times, but you got to win one. Now you got to win multiple.
Their go-tos have just been shut down. Again, yeah, it's great when you're able to play your strong maps, but you have to know that the other team is going to prepare for it.
Peekaboo from TJ right through the door. He gets the first blood. But defense hasn't been the issue. They want to wrap this right back over to A. You still have Dashy holding, and watching mid-map is Chino. He's got some help on the cross from Kenny. Should be an easy pick, and it is. Knows Dylan is there from the call-out. He's getting shot in the side, but not going to distract him from finishing the kill. Wuskin now in a 1 versus 5. Good luck. Wuskin, you're nasty, but now you've been blown to bits.
By himself, he's like, I'm out of this one. You know, I'm not giving them any more progress in their field orders. I don't want them to have a trophy. I don't want them to have dead silence. So I'm out of here.
Oh, this has been the question all game long. Can OpTic win an offense? It hasn't worked mid to B. It hasn't worked with a push to A. What's going to be the play call? And the Ravens just counter it once again.
I just think I know their preference is toward the B site, and I think that's where they're a little bit comfortable. Maybe they're going to have Dashy try to find a pick. Got Kenny with them, but it looks like their eyes will be on B. And, well, Dashy can't find the pick. It's Wuskin who wins that one-on-one again.
Yeah, he has had the edge in the sniper duel all map long. Another one there as Kenny picks up the snipe. Wuskin makes it look easy. Multi-kills with a snipe in 2 or 3 rounds now at this point. It leaves it all to the players over towards B. It's outskirts for Slasher. He should have a one-on-one with one player above him. I think that's 0. He's able to take that. It opens up the map a bit, but at the same time, TJ will fall. 2v4 now for OpTic, Slasher, and Chino, the only remaining.
And rounds like that are frustrating because you don't even have an opportunity maybe to go to the strategy that you're calling, right? Like when your sniper's losing the 1 versus 1, you're already a man down. Kind of gets picked as well. And London Royal Ravens up 2-0. And they win the search and destroy on OpTic Gaming's map pick.
Yeah, and they win it comfortably. They absolutely win it comfortably. That was textbook search and destroy. The counters were on point. Sometimes it might feel like a game of rock, paper, scissors, but you get the right call. I mean, the one that stands out for me is how quickly they shut down that mid push from OpTic. Like, what, midway through this game? Or I was actually pretty early in the game. They just completely thwarted the go-to for OpTic Gaming with a counter and aggression of their own. OpTic have got to be frustrated after that.
And we're going to take a look at our stats, but I just think it's one of those things where the entry men for OpTic Gaming are Kenny and TJ. And when you're able to shut them down in search and destroy, you're probably going to win the round, right? Or win the map, because those are the guys who are first in on offense. They're trying to set the pace. They're trying to find those picks. And when you have a 4-7 and a 3-7 from those two, it's tough to win for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, but is Royal Ravens now a map away from their first final? What a story that would be if Zero benched, comes in, wins a home series event, and now seems possible. They just got to get one more map win over OpTic Gaming. We'll see if they can close it out in 3-0 fashion in the Domination. We'll be right back with that map after this quick break.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
I think Tyler told me it was Clay, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I gotta chow this guy. It's Clay." You know, this old guy isn't gonna kill me.
The disrespect, dude. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Polchow, aka TP, and today we have episode 3 of The Barracks, presented by Metro by T-Mobile. Our guest for today is Simp from the Atlanta FaZe. The FaZe has been an absolute dominant force in the CDL so far.
All right, well, we're into it. Simp hits a nasty one right off.
Taking home the recent Florida home series event. Simp has been arguably the best player in the CDL thus far. Has had probably the best start that we've seen from a Call of Duty player in history as a pro. And today, we're hopping into his brain. Is he your favorite teammate of all time so far? He's going to break down some recent events for me, gameplay, VOD reviews, going over comms, everything Call of Duty.
That is a sneak peek at the Barracks by Metro by T-Mobile, where our good BTB buddy TP breaks down the action, sits down one-on-one with a player, and this time it's going to be Simp. And I'm really excited for this episode. I believe it comes out Wednesday, and the reason I'm excited is I've been casting a long time, Joe. You've been playing a long time. I don't think anybody has hit the CWL, Call of Duty Esports, quite like Semp. Like, he hit it like a meteor. The kid is insane. His rise to fame has been incredible. I think that's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. Just to, get to know him a little bit better, get inside his head, just, see how this year is going, talk about his early successes. But yeah, I mean, just right from the get-go, as soon as he joined that United lineup, he flew, man.
Yeah, he flew fast and far and all over the map. I mean, he has been nuts. But now I do want to check out the U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be scraps. And we thought about maybe doing a lot of Wuskin snipes because they were big. But this moment was huge to us, Joe, because if Slasher pulls off this 1v3 and they get their offensive round win, that's painful. It's not a dagger exactly, but it is a painful loss to London. Scraps clutches up in the 1v1. Make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. We've seen like clutch moments this entire weekend and what teams do with them. They all that momentum shifts, and OpTic Gaming was looking for an offensive win and they weren't able to find it. The bomb was planted, but Scraps, he makes the heads up play. He knew that Slasher was going to wrap back around. He's able to find that 1v1, and that just stops all the momentum. Well, it doesn't allow it to happen, right?
Yeah, I'm still surprised that Slasher didn't hear anything. I really thought he was going to when he kind of wrapped back through mid, but he doesn't hear him. Scraps makes the play, and as you said, shuts down any potential momentum. And it's wild to say that was probably their closest offense. Like, otherwise, they were completely and utter shut down. It took a near 1v3 for them to take one, and they weren't able to do it. So impressive stuff from London in the search, in the Hardpoint, up 2-0 and one map away from a berth and a final here at the Seattle Home Series event. Can they close it out in the Dom? I know, Joe, we like the search for OpTic with how good they've been there. And on this map in general, like, we saw one of the more impressive spawn traps we've seen, right, on a Domination from OpTic Gaming pretty recently. So they can be very strong on Dom. And I think Dom, I believe, one of the weaker modes overall for London this year. But it's hard to talk overall when they now have the addition of Zero.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me a little bit about this is well, for both teams, really, it's the first rep on the map, this weekend. And that does come into play because a lot of the times your go-to maps, you fix those easy mistakes the next day. And that's tough to do. They're not playing Gunrunner. They're not playing Hackney. So any simple mistakes and you're out of the tournament.
Well, Slasher, a.k.a. Thanos, knows he's close to back-to-back finals and close to regaining his title as one of the best players in the game. If they can get there and maybe get a win, but they're in trouble.
Start for TJ, huh?
They're in trouble. Down 0-2. TJ's frying. The guys have got to be pumped. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with OpTic Gaming.
He's pushing him mid. 2B, guys, 2B.
Oh, one shot B, one's on street.
One C and can be slashed.
Oh, yeah, just stay alive, stay alive.
On A, dead. On C, dead.
I just set the turret.
How can you see, bro?
Pushing up there.
I'm gonna
go, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Alright, you should be good, I think. We might be in
Top,
yellow.
top, top, B, yeah,
Back
Waskins on it,
B1 on me, Brandon.
Hey, Waskins.
Push it on me, Brandon. In the C-down. C-down, trade one shot.
Waskins, one shot.
One's in the back on the
Okay,
shot.
I spawn for, yeah, he went to.
They have a trophy on A, one guy blue van. Blue van hurt, Scraps.
On C right now, on C. Back C, there's two.
Shoot them, one top blue, guys.
C, guys.
I'm trying to see. They have a trophy on C.
Back left, Dylan.
Yeah, back left, and one on C.
On the planet.
Another one, you saw him.
3.
Gotta get the kids, see.
Coming in,
Give me back off of me. Alright, could be here.
Probably spawning back A.
Trying to come help you.
He could be here. In the back.
Well, it's never good when you're spawning near the first hard point, as it was nearly a 3 cap for the Royal Ravens, but now OpTic fighting back to get some kind of semblance of control. There's C for him, and we're on board with TJ, who started out 7-0, trying to finesse inside a restaurant, but gets shut down.
Hey, it shut down, but that was a big life out of Dashy just to make sure that London couldn't get to B. He knew they were spawning up towards the A side. He knew that's what they were going to go for. OpTic Gaming, as soon as they spawned, you heard it in the comms, they wanted to go towards C. They're able to get that C flag. That is what teams, for the most part, prefer. But yeah, just doing a great job making sure that B flag was neutral. A wonderful life out of Dashy, but after all said and done, London, they regain control, now up 7.
2 minutes to go, and Zero in a strong position here, but TJ just wipes him off the map as he goes to re-peek. Wuskin from Riverside, trophy out, M4 out. Gonna try and put shots through the smoke, but to no avail. And now he gets it done. Dashy gets smoked. Dashy gets dropped. And London still with his control, but now pushing through to A. You've got TJ on that A cap. That'll be the neutral. So both teams earning equal points for now. Is OpTic down 12. On B as well. There's really just the one player. Scraps instead of Restaurant.
Man, if TJ wins that gunfight, he's flying back to A. They do have 2 in a neutral, so this is good. But the close A spawns. With TJ in that position, you spawn towards that first hard point. That's not where you want to be. So maybe if he wins that one, the opportunity for the 3 cap would have been there. Slasher, he knows the pressure's on C. He's trying to stay alive. A big 1 versus 1. Zero is able to take him down, and it's just fights all over the map. Both teams trying to stay alive, trying to fight for control.
See how much damage Zero can do with this position. I think the lamppost got in his way more than anything, so he does get put down, but that pressure onto A alleviates them from B, and London will get right on it. It's 5 in a row now for Kenny, though, as he's getting twisted. They'll retake control of B, now down 3, 40 seconds to go. Looking for a lead into the second half. Kenny lighting it up at range as his MP5's getting hot.
Yeah, love getting twisted, don't we, Maven? 7 in a row for him. The neutral, though, going down at C. It feels like that every single time there's an opportunity for OpTic Gaming to really hold them in, someone sneaks through, someone gets a neutral on the map, and in London, they've just done a good job, right? Just keeping this close. As it's a tie game, because it's felt like for so long now since we've been talking, like it's OpTic putting the pressure on, and before you know it, at the half, London, they're gonna have a 3 cap, they're gonna get the tick. Well, they might be up 6 at the end of the half.
Yeah, that's a hell of a swing. Yep. That's a hell of a swing from a tie game to a 6-point lead in the final, 10 seconds. They make that big change. Great job from London. Yeah, I think during the listen and coming out of it, it was looking good for Ravens, but I think he nailed it in the sense of the last 2 to 3 minutes. It's looked really good for OpTic, but every time somebody was able to sneak through and just be a bit bothersome towards the C flag. But now OpTic won't have to battle for that side control. This time they'll be spawning there. We'll see if London can continue to do what they did throughout the second half of that first half. Just get through, apply pressure, open up spots towards B. Well, they don't get much easier than that for TJ.
Yeah. Right? No, they do not. Can Wuskin hold on to B? Because OpTic, they are immediately flying on top of it. Kenny, we saw his streak at the end of that. He's sitting at 15-8. Dashy at 14-8. I mean, listen, this is a map that's it's pretty darn tough for your main ARs. You got to play a very slow roll. His Dashy with a nice hip fire, he's able to find 3.
I mean, that was huge from Dashy. That was huge from Dashy. I thought he was dead to rights once he got the first one up top, and right out the window he goes. The hip fire hits it and makes sure there's no neutral at B for Ravens. As quickly as I say it, it happens, though. There's the neutral, and now the capture going through for the Royal Ravens.
Well, TJ just jumped off. TJ just dunked on someone. Literally, he just jumped off a balcony and dunked on someone as he was able to find 2 and stop the cap. And that 2-piece might lead to a 2 cap, though. Big play from TJ.
First it was Dashy, then it was TJ. That dynamic duo making plays around the objective. Number 9 and Slasher, I think, spawned all the way out towards Pool Hall, and then Zero spawns out Pool Hall right behind him as he rallies back. So madness around the map. Scraps pushed up towards C as well.
For Scraps. I think somebody knows. Who is that wrapping back? That was Kenny. Heads up play. They knew something was up. Finally, things seem to have slowed down here a little bit.
Yeah, he had the heartbeat sensor up, dude. Sniffed it out.
I don't think that's allowed. DJ top restaurant, able to find 2 kills. Zero was trying to be annoying, and this is the potential for OpTic Gaming to lock them in. Is now that 6-point lead is gone. Now it's a 6-point lead for OpTic.
They've done a better job in 2 spots. One, making sure nobody sneaks through. They picked that up. Also, I think in restaurant they've just done a better job. I know right now you have multiple players in there, and Ravens have been in charge, but you've seen TJ get in, Dashy get in, make restaurant a bit more chaotic, which is obviously the building for Ravens towards B. They don't have control of that. It's hard to get anywhere, but now Dylan has been able to sneak through. That's going to make 2 players track back to try and deal with it, but OpTic's still in a good position.
Yeah, they handle it, and they recognize the spawns. With Kenny working River Street, they knew those first, hardpoint spawns were going to be coming in. And yeah, it's just tough when you don't have control of restaurant. You have to handle B. It just feels like your pushes are always being staggered, right? Because what is Slasher doing? He's picking a corner, he's finding a free kill, he's picking a window, he's finding another one. Hopefully there's a trade, but you can see how tough it is. Zero finally is able to find him, but guess what? 3 of his teammates go down. So now Zero has to wait, but he's able to find one and then immediately gets traded. And that's when OpTic can push up once again.
Yeah, it's like if you don't have restaurant control, what? You funnel through Riverside or you funnel through tracks? It's like two pretty tight spots to get through, but with just under 2 to play, B will be taken over by London. If they hold this 2 cap, they're going to be in a good position to take the game, but they're going to need to hold it for pretty much the rest of this. They're looking for the neutral on Charlie as well. They'll get back in position. The neutral comes in for OpTic on B as well, and they take care of it at home. That big moment there might seal the game.
Yeah, and they're at the moment now where the clock is their best friend. You have a 17-point lead. You have 12 minutes when you're holding your 12 points when you're holding a 2 cap per minute.
I don't need a 12-minute dom, Joe. I do not need a 12-minute dom.
We had 12-minute doms, didn't we?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
The neutral does get finished at C, but now with a 20-point lead, you do need 2 in a neutral. So the pressure all on London, and OpTic Gaming knows that.
Yeah, look at, you've got TJ just tucked back here, just chilling.
Johnny just being annoying.
Gotta check every corner, can't find it. They'll work for the neutral, but Gino somehow stays alive through that. Zero's got no idea what he's shooting at, so stop the shooting, bring out the knife. Slasher gets sliced in pieces. But it's just a deficit you can't overcome at this point, especially with the map control from OpTic. They're going to close it out with a 3-cap trap that'll blow this lead up even more than it already was.
Yeah, this is important, though. You know, the 2 guys I really touched on in that search and destroy that got shut down, TJ and Kenny, they have a huge map 3. They keep their tournament alive. Now you go to your Hardpoint on Rammaza, and, well, like I said, they're still alive, and that's really all that matters.
And this will be what the Hardpoint pick now for OpTic. They weren't able to take their search pick, but they'll get to Rammaza. That's a convincing win there by 39 points on the Domination. Really, it was the second half, right? They go in down 6. They dominate that half. It was not close. They had a 2-cap lock for almost all of it. The gaps in their armor towards C were almost completely closed throughout the entire 5 minutes. That's a solid victory. And that's one to feel good about, maybe take someone forward in this, but who led the way? It's what? TJ, well, he started out with 7-0, 8-0. He still goes 29 and 21 on the map.
Yeah, and it's just, I think you said it, it really just felt like London, they were staying in the game. Like, it felt like OpTic were a little bit better prepared on that map. And again, when you have a new look roster for the London Royal Ravens, that's going to happen. You're going to learn from that map. And again, they're still trying to figure out their vetoes, their dominations, but you could just tell, you know, all the repetitions that OpTic have had on it. They had their chances.
100%. Like, there were those couple moments, like when Dashy got the 2 kills at B, when TJ got the 2 big kills. Even late in that game with about 2 minutes left, it's a really clutch moment from OpTic to keep control. But there were definitely probably 3 to 5 spots you could take a look at that second half where like 1 kill goes a different way, and maybe London's got a shot. But in those moments, OpTic clutched it up, which was pretty much the opposite of what we saw in the game 1. Like, in the big moments, it was London, right? With Zero sneaking through to Depot. With the big moments down the stretch with the early rotations and the hard point. Like, London did it map 1. OpTic answer now on map 3. I'm just hoping we get the full treatment. It was what? We went to game 5 in both semifinals 2 weeks ago, right? Like, that was the crazy, semis.
Yeah, they were awesome. It was such a fun day of Call of Duty. And I think we're going to have that today. But yeah, it starts with this Rammaza. You know, looking at OpTic, 4-2 on this map. Their 2 losses are to 2 very good Rammaza Hardpoint teams. 0-1 versus Dallas, 0-1 versus Minnesota. On the other side, 2-3 on Rammaza Hardpoint. They do, though, have a win versus Dallas. And we know that, you know, Dallas's Hardpoints are pretty darn good, especially on Rammaza. It's one that they've gone to from time to time.
Yeah, 100%. But let's take a look back in this series before we get into the map 4. We're going to look at the PS4 damage dealt leaderboard for map 1 as we take a look at the standouts from who really went off. I imagine it's going to be Dylan at the top. Dylan, I think, finished with 39 kills in that map 1. Dylan, a freak of nature. And yeah, not surprised to see that. 4,370 damage, well clear of everybody else in the lobby. Scraps had some incredible moments as well. But Dylan, man, he's getting where I wanted him to go. Like, I just feel like, I know there's been a lot of debate about his play so far this year, and something we've given him too much flak, some maybe not enough, but the fact is he was basically EU simp last year, right? I know this is not Black Ops 4, and you can't finesse a 1v5 like you could in that title, but where someone like Simp has come right over and dominated in this title, you haven't saw that exactly from Dylan. But over the past couple events, man, it seems like he's getting back there. And I think it was Crowder that kind of highlighted on Hardpoints. Like, maybe it's not as much Dylan as much as his position is so tough when the team's not playing the right way. They're not getting him in the right spots. They're making the game much harder for themselves. So maybe it's even more this change with Zero now in the lineup, and they're playing the better way. They're getting the early rotations. They're putting Dylan in position for success. Whatever it is, stats are getting better. The play's getting better. The highlight moments are there. Dylan is in fine form right now, Joe.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and we obviously know the transition is tough, and the sub role stats wise has been very difficult this year. But we're not expecting anything crazy. It's just a little bit more, and we're finally starting to see that.
I tweeted out memes of him as Hulk last year. Like there was an expectation for him. He's just that good, man. He's that good. But now, to the Rammaza Hardpoint. Game 4 in this series. London up to 1. OpTic desperately trying to get back to back-to-back finals and get to a Game 5 here with a chance to do just that. You highlighted it as a solid map for them. It's their Hardpoint pick. They've got to go off here. But at least if you're London, you know you've got your S&D in your back pocket for map 5.
Yep.
Slasher right to top rugs. And there's a headshot for him. He gets bailed out. Cheeto's grenade that obliterates Wuskin right as Slasher probably would drop. But into the Hardpoint goes OpTic Gaming. They try to push through, and Zero is going to be caught after he picks up a triple. It's OpTic's point, but just for a moment. London find the key kills, and Shawnee a big part of that with 2.
Yeah, nice rebound from London. Just, OpTic was trying to be very aggressive. Trying to push on through, trying to flip spawns for electronics shop. Slasher able to find 3. He's been... I would love to see his stats for just Rammaza overall, because it just feels like on Hardpoint, on Search and Destroy, he's just comfortable on it. We talked about temp on this map with New York Subliners. It feels like, Slasher as well as TJ trying to make the play and sneak through. Able to win the gunfight, but he has no help. He's going to get traded.
A key rotation here, a big moment in the early game. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the London Royal Ravens.
Dominated.
And it's one shot.
I push up. Oh, good time. Your time.
One shot. You got mid, you got a whole mid.
Put that. On the front. That mid.
Two on it at least. I got an Kino man, he's land down.
I'm at inside door. Flash need to inside door.
That's bad.
Me, no shush.
Yo, he's on sand. Down by, just died. We're gonna spawn next.
Good team.
I'm
gonna push it.
Stand back.
I'm getting bottom mid.
Shoot him mid. Ollie's
bottom mid.
Top points for New York.
I'm up on your left. I'm coming out the back.
No, I gave up. Back alley. You there, shot you in dash. Let's go, Dio. One more there, shot. Left bullet, the spawn there. Yo, get it,
Yep. Try and go.
I need an arch bud. Come mid. I'm one shot. One's coming front somewhere.
Basically a tie game at this point. A battle inside of the Hardpoint. Scraps trying to look for an opening, and there he's able to snap 20 seconds remaining on the point. Scraps in.
That was a messy barbershop. You heard in the listen, I think it was Dylan who Scrap snuck through and he's like, just die with 20 seconds left. They knew that the squad spawns were going to come in. They knew that they were going to spawn at the next hill, but OpTic Gaming did a very good job of not making, that a lot of time for the London Royal Ravens. But we saw at the end of game 3, Scraps was not having he was double negative, like 12 and 25, and him and Dylan are taking over here in map number 4.
They absolutely have. Looking to put OpTic to sleep and move on to a grand final. But look at the kill feed now. Chino, Dashi, Kenny wipe out everyone. And they'll get firm hold of this point. And likely a league change if they can keep it going. Top rugs is Kenny, who keeps getting them on the crossfire, making it difficult for them to get in. But behind a smoke, they're able to do that. Pressure's going to fall to Dashi. Will take one out. But trade after trade, who will come out on top? Well, that's a nasty heady there from Zero as he'll close out the final player from OpTic, and that'll force the rotation over to Ruins.
That's a tough gunfight to win for TJ. Now an opportunity to get set up early, Ruins. You see numbers 8 and 6. That's Chino and TJ. They're holding the front of the hill. But Dylan, he's able to stay through, almost able to find 2 towards Barbershop. Scrap, he's gotta wait for his teammates. He's all alone right now, just trying to play his life. But his teammates so far away from him, and I like this heads up play, just playing his life. Now he can re-enter, but Kenny wins the one-on-one.
So far so good. Slasher holding this strong position at the wall, and that'll be TJ trying to make sure no one can get in front of it to get to that dangerous position on the other side. Slasher as 3 will fall in front of him. The 4th is there, but finally he will get dropped. A ton of time, though, earned for OpTic Gaming, but now the doubles from Shawnee and Waskin will get them into the point. They power on through. They throw bodies to the wind. They soak up enough bullets to lead to some kills for OpTic, but the point stands. They're into the point.
That could have been a lot cleaner for OpTic. Honestly,
it looked good for a while, yeah.
Yeah, Slasher just gets caught throwing the trophy, and then that just opens the floodgates for London. Now a 26-point lead, and those 26 points probably just come right towards the end of Ruins. But early rotation for Bridge goes the way of London. Kenny just looking under the scaffolding, trying to see if a player crouching in a corner, but pops that silence. I think he gets spotted a little bit beforehand. Dylan gets right back in the hill.
His lead growing and growing. Not out of reach yet, but it's getting darn close for Royal Ravens. OpTic clutch up, though, and get to the point for a moment. Scraps, though, trying to shut down everybody. He does just that. Hip fire on point. Take down another one. Now Chino able to hit him with the hop. He disrupts at least a bit of that time. OpTic remaining in striking distance for now with the final 14 or so seconds on the point. But it's Dylan set up in a smoke at the back van. Looking to hold down those crucial spawns for the Royal Ravens. Scraps will then peek through the back steps, find an easy kill. And it's OpTic spawning out deep for next.
Yeah, and again, just forcing the rotation wins, just time and time again. And now you put the pressure on OpTic to break. And that was one of the keys to victory for London. Win rotations. Make Hardpoints a little messy for them. But OpTic Gaming, the pressure's on, and, well, they kill everybody. So that was a little bit too easy.
All right, well, yeah. Early setup. You got to get the setup and get some kills, but they don't get any as OpTic just burst right on through the front door. The nade over the shot from Dashi. They bails out TJ as he can get safe and hit the reload. Dashi takes down a second behind it, and what a break that was. Think about the point differential now versus what it could have been if London get the hold. Slasher at 24 and 16. He's on 5 in a row. He goes for the repeat, and that is not the easiest of gunfights for either player.
No, yeah, I think if his bullets connect, if they don't go through the wall, he probably has the kill. Those would be headshots, but he has to wait for his teammates to push on up. They're able to do so. But a nice early setup gives London free 10 seconds before OpTic can even get here. Badashi starting to heat up. Onto his second, able to connect with his third. But his teammates around him all fall as they're just waiting on Kenny to get in. But Kenny and Slasher, the duo from last year, they just go through the front.
Yeah, as much as we were focused on that Ruins push, it was Kenny going nuts on the other side of the map. He pushes through rugs and he gets a huge 2 kills, but Ravens look to be holding on for now. They get the clear, they have the back spawn, and they'll push the lead out once again. Slasher is trying to hold mid cafe. Look at that number 3 on the minimap. It's Dylan, who's gotten into construction. So I think they're cutting off everybody, but one did get through.
Slasher's just locking them in.
Jeez.
Slasher locking them in on an 11 spree. Keeping them off for some time, and you see the spawns for London. This is going to be... This has to be a good hold for OpTic Gaming to keep them in the game.
11 in a row.
Slasher did his job.
How far can he push this? Looking for a dozen. Here's the gunfight. There's 12. One more top cafe. Tack it on to 13. The 14th in scraps. Meet your maker. He drops as well before Slasher's streak finally ends. But what a tear it was from Austin Litigoat.
And watch number 9. That's Slasher. He's making the play right now. Oh, I thought he was going to go all the way through Ruins to try to get an early rotation. He's going to have a big one-on-one against Zero. And they might have done it. They might have flipped for Ruins as well. They have to be careful, though. They can't allow London to get all this time. I think TJ's still over there. And TJ's able to win the one-on-one. But the final 10 seconds will go the way the London Royal Ravens. But the rotation advantage goes to OpTic.
How many times have we seen it come to this? A big
time and time again.
A big moment in Ruins. It seems to always end here. OpTic in first, but already at that front wall are Ravens. So they're already in a huge position to put damage in, put shots in, and shut down the players inside of the hardpoint. Ravens are here.
Kills.
Ravens seem to be finding everything, but Dashy might be the one to make the difference. 2 will drop. And now back to spawn, go OpTic Gaming, just trying to track back into this. But Shawnee holding that wall is going to be such a nightmare. Shawnee there with Waskin just shutting it down. The pinch player more than likely going to be Kenny to try and do it before we'll drop for OpTic. There's no longer really a pinch in play. That's incredible from London.
And I'll tell you what, man, every single time that... I mean, Dylan and Scraps are just straight out outperforming Kenny and TJ in these hard points. You see it here again. But OpTic Gaming, they bought enough time to get us to the next hill. Shawnee in position, able to find one onto Kenny. Able to find the second, able to find the third. He wins the rotation by himself. He may have just won them the game and the series.
Lord Shawnee doing it all. Now in the point to try and close it out. 7 points away. Scraps will be the next guy to funnel in, but the contest still there. Slasher approaching the 40 mark, but it might be 40 for naught, as they're about to get knocked out of this home series event. But they can still do it here. They've pushed up rugs. Slasher dealing with everything that he can. Trophy out to protect him for this position as well. Kenny there on the crossfire, gonna have to be there for the trade, and Kenny is. One of them's a team kill as well, and Kenny there again. Kenny gets the kill again. 13 points now away for the victories. It's a triple now for Kenny. OpTic might be able to close it out here. Second by second, tip by tick, they're closer, but Zero's grenade actually gets them out of the point for a second, but right back in they go. Have OpTic done it? Nope, they still need one more second. It's London that are able to get in. It's madness around the point. Shawnee
rotation. They have to rotate, though. They bought
but they've got to rotate over. They've got to rotate over, and OpTic are there. OpTic Gaming have done it, and that'll get us to a map 5. What a map 4 it was. Woo!
Man, they bought enough time at Ruins for that rotation, and then what a bridge hold out of OpTic Gaming.
Dude, Kenny and Slasher at rugs, bro. Slasher goes 46 and 24. Wow.
And I think when I called out Kenny, he was like -10, I think, Maven. I think Kenny finishes 29 and 29. I'm pretty sure he was getting smoked, but he turns thing around. TJ still with a rough game, but he gets to a game 5.
Yeah, I know TJ was massively negative.
Okay,
I didn't realize how far Kenny was. I think it was TJ you might have saw, but
yeah, okay.
Let's take a look at the final 15 to 20 seconds, as that was just nuts. I was so focused on the play inside. I thought when Zero got the nade out, then the triple, then Shawnee with the kill, I was like, oh my God, it might be enough. But yeah, all that matters is the rotation, and OpTic are there. OpTic get the final second, and OpTic get the win. But now, we got a London's pick in the search and destroy for map 5 as we look to close out this series. What is going on lately with these semifinals, Joe?
I love them though, dude. I love them. They're so much fun. I mean, when you get to the top 4 teams of the event, we just know how close it is. With all of these teams improving, we know how close the league really is right now. It's just been it's been so fun darn to watch, man.
And now we'll take a look at the stats, and one of those doesn't belong. Slasher with 46 and 24, 4,600, almost 4,700 damage on that map. What a performance it is from Slasher, just continuing his tear that he's been on this weekend. The man seems on a mission to get OpTic Gaming their first win.
Well, I mean, I think the one hill that really stands out is that electronics shop, right? I mean, London holds on to that, game's over.
Don't go anywhere. Tweet the damn stream. Map 5 next.
Want to play Search and Destroy like a pro? Here's some S&D recon from the U.S. Air Force. Gunrunner. It's an industrial maze of dark alleys and warehouses that connects 2 bomb sites on opposite sides of the map. Bomb site A is right outside of the mine shafts, in between the rows of rail cars, while bomb site B is nestled in between the forest and the cargo crates. These 2 bomb sites are each surrounded by a bit of high ground, great for securing long sight lines with snipers and assault rifles. Meanwhile, the many tunnels and buildings connecting the 2 sites offer plenty of close quarters chaos for those with the guts to hit a full speed rush. Whether you're on offense or defense, we've got the recon to help you draw first blood. If you're on offense, securing quick control of mid-map can be huge in opening up a bomb site early in a round. For aggressive early rushes, an SMG is our weapon of choice. As soon as the round starts, run straight for the building in the middle of the map. There's a good chance a player on defense will try and take control of this building for themselves. But if you're on offense, you can get there just a bit faster than your opponents. Let's see how a pro like Scump rushes mid-map on offense. If you want to put pressure on both mid-map and bomb site B, check out this creative route for pro player Hoop. If you're trying to get somewhere fast, try running with a knife equipped. This will double your tactical sprint duration and shave a few seconds off your opening routes. If you're on defense, there's no need to go crazy and run at them. But if you still can't help yourself, check out how Vivid rushes mid-map on defense. If you want to take it a bit slower, try starting at bomb site B and use the terrain to your advantage. If you jump on top of the crates, you'll be able to spot anyone pushing through the forest to bomb site B. If your opponents push up the dirt path, you might not be able to spot them from atop the crates. But check out how pro player Skies catches them with a grenade. After taking his time to line up the grenade, Skies waits until the game timer hits 123, so the grenade lands right on top of the enemy. There's your S&D recon for Gunrunner. Good luck down there.
And that was your look at S&D Recon for Gunrunner, breaking down the strats for you, presented by the U.S. Air Force. And guess what, Joe? Those strats, you're going to see them in effect right now. We're headed to Gunrunner for Map 5. It's the Royal Ravens pick. It's one map to decide which of these teams is getting into a grand final. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, and it's looking real good for the London Royal Ravens. You are 4-2 overall. On the other side, 0-2 for OpTic Gaming. But, you know, we talked about it in map number 2. There's a lot of repetitions here for the London Royal Ravens, but it feels like Gunrunner's a little bit differently, isn't it, maybe? A lot of the time, it just comes down to that mid-map pressure. Whose subs are playing better? And really, that's been the story of the whole series.
Dude, but like I remember, I feel like Scraps has just always been good on this map for me. When I think of the Royal Ravens, we played Scraps in a wager on this map like early in the game, and he dropped like 18 on our forehead, and I was like, okay, well, all right. So he didn't miss a bullet the entire time. Like Scraps has been nuts here, but Slasher and OpTic, at least talking search and destroy in well every mode under the sun, has been incredible. Slasher's got to be Mr. Map 5, and I'm looking at Scraps on London to have a big game.
Yeah, it's just it's tough for ARs sometimes in this, like just with the mid-map pressure that your subs have to put out. But I mean, this guy just seems to be doing it all right now. Because OpTic are going to be on offense first. The slow mid-map round. In London, they're just sort of playing around bathrooms. You have 2 around bathrooms, 2 around crates right now.
Shawnee tagged up. But stays up. Trying to peek this maybe foreign angle. Every time he peeks, though, he is getting ripped. He gets his stun out, though. TJ connects with the Simtex. First blood to OpTic Gaming.
Was Shawnee trying to put a trophy out, too? Is that what we were on board with before he gets that down, man? That is tough.
A little buddy hop from Slasher, Rewaskin. ADS and Holden gets the kill. Chino will get the bomb planted and try to get out with his life. Not going to be able to do it. As Dylan comes in from the top row. Dylan should have an easy trade there, and now it's all to Dashy. 1 versus 3, 35 seconds on the clock, and he just took a stun to the face.
Yeah, the tough part for Chino is he's going for that bomb plant. He's just hoping his teammates around him stay alive. I think that 1 versus 1 for Waskin on the Slasher, right? I mean, Chino is literally, he knows that bomb set is a bit of a trap. As soon as you get into that position, it's really tough to move. Someone could be peeking pipes. Someone could be above you. You have to have your M4s watching over you, and one of them got taken down.
Well, this is a much different story offensively versus Arklov Peak. A lot easier here, but the offensive woes continue for OpTic. Still yet to get an offensive round win in Search and Destroy in this series, and that's something we'll keep an eye on as we go deeper into this game 5. TJ gets the only kills for OpTic. Dylan and Waskin get all the kills for Royal Ravens as they combine for 5.
Another very slow offense and defense. Maybe it's game 5, maybe the nerves a little bit, but typically we see a lot of mid-map fights, right? And that's not really happening on either side. Is TJ just trying to get information around crates? He, for the most part, can watch the cross. Now he's just staying alive in a little sneaky position. This is a very slow offense from London.
Now London, maybe starting to work up. Keep an eye on Dylan, number 3, as he works towards that minecart side of the map as well. As he might be able to get an opening if he wins a big one-on-one. Now here they go. Smokes out. Nades out. They start to fly. TJ going to be the point man, and TJ able to do it. Iceman gets the kill. It's Dashy's grenade. It's actually Dashy that hits him with the Simtex. I have no idea, but there's Dylan through the minecart flank, able to drop one. 3 versus 3. Chino falls as well. Dylan with the play again. The flank comes through. And I think maybe once TJ dropped, whoever it was watching the offsite rotated out, and Dylan just found a great timing. Hell, I called it out, and I almost forgot about him once we started to focus on the firefights leading into the A push.
I just don't even know where he threw that. I mean, maybe he's thinking, Dashy's thinking that you know, someone's going to be trading, right?
Yeah.
Someone's going to be trading, and TJ runs into that, but that's a tough team kill.
Well, Dylan's 6-0. That's a hell of a start in a map 5. Ooh, almost caught, but slides away. Shawnee's M4. Your first blood for round 3. The offense just got even trickier for OpTic Gaming.
Well, TJ's in a tough spot inside of bathrooms as well. He knows he's probably going to be one of the next guys pushed. Here comes the trade. TJ gets taken down. Nice teamwork out of London. Gives them that man advantage. 7-0 for Dylan. And Shawnee's able to get away with his life. He was so far pushed up at that spill. Now has the trophy, and they can play around this rock, which is such a powerful position. Can Dashy open things up at this site? Kenny's got to be careful. Smoke goes down, and this time it's Chino, but Dylan tried to find the timing. He was feeling himself a little bit.
He almost did.
He ends up getting picked, yeah?
He almost did find the timing. That's a half-second difference, and he probably gets the kill. But Chino and Dashy now picking them apart.
Yeah,
this is a huge round. Could be their first offensive round win if they can close it out. And there it is. OpTic get their first offensive round win in this series, and it's a big, 3v4 clutch.
I think a sigh of relief, I think, from Slasher, who got first blooded, right? You don't want to go down 3-0. But yeah, it's just the M4s. They needed to find the openings. They needed to find the picks, and Dashy and Chino are able to do it.
Dylan so close. Getting the timing and making that round play out differently, but now 2-1 to London. Dylan still with the massive start. All 5 players currently for OpTic. Pushed up towards this B side. Look how aggressive they're getting. TJ has already flown up. Dylan, I thought in a world of trouble, but Dylan gets the kill. Dylan gets 2 somehow. Scrapston soars on through. Dylan is an absolute madman. Slasher and Chino will now be in a 2 versus 3. Still manageable, but Dylan is insane. All on Chino. Dead silence.
Keep finding the openings. Keep finding the openings, and Zero just hits the late flank. Now on the Chino. He's in a tough spot. Does get taken down, but yeah, a lot of the times when we talk about Gunrunner, right? Like, one of the players that really sticks out to me is a guy like Shotzi, right? Just finds the openings, is able to take it to him. That's why Dallas is so good on this map. When you have Shotzi and Hook running through smokes, finding timings, they're able to win it. And London has that same exact formula with guys like Dylan, with guys like Scraps who could take it to him. There's just no response.
Can they get another offensive win? Dylan, a first blood yet again. Traded out instantly. Chino can't do anything as his eyes get melted off his face by Zero's bullets around the edge. 3 versus 3, at least for a moment. Tracking back to pick up bomb will be Dashy. TJ, are you hammered? What was that? You threw it, you looked at it, square in the face, and hello, Simtex, and then let it blow your body off. What was that?
These OpTic Gaming Simtexes are not
First Dashy with the team kill. Now TJ with one of the worst plays I think I've ever seen. 1v3 for Dashy.
It did look a little weird, like it should have went over the box, but I don't know. Yeah, he didn't react to it very quickly, did he?
No, that's why it looked so bad. He was just like, what do I do? What do I do? Royal Ravens close out another round. The blunders for OpTic Gaming continue. A crucial team kill early. whatever the hell TJ just did, and they're down 4-1.
That's the tough part is that's like tilting to watch, right? Like it's, yeah, the momentum has shifted very quickly all to one side.
Two rounds away. OpTic need a big defensive stand here. This will be a very fast bomb plant. Zero looking to get this down quickly. How do you get this retake? Dylan, again, remember him on the offsite. He has hit some absolutely brilliant timings on the flank, and Dylan might just do it again. Dylan flanks through water. There's the kill for Dylan. There's the flank for Dylan. Waskin, an easy pick for him. Almost gets dropped, but TJ and Slasher have to clutch again.
Okay, so Slasher's able to find it. Waskin,
no.
He's just staying alive, and that's so big. Buys enough time, and I think Scraps has done it. Yes, Scraps is able to stay alive. He's able to trade with Slasher, and that is the round. Now 1 round away from being in the final.
And London are just completely outclassing them in these search and destroys. You saw it on Arklov. You're seeing it here on Gunrunner. This is a new look roster for the Royal Ravens. And what was that? What was a couple of hard points ago when I said I thought they were pretty damn close to being contenders? Might be getting there, Joe. They are looking good. $11 and 4 from Dylan. My God. Slasher with a big first blood. Joe, what can OpTic do from this point, man?
I don't know. Number 1, don't need yourself or your teammates. Number 2, yeah, I mean, you just got to take it 1 round at a time. Hopefully, you can shut down Dylan. A lot of the times, it's just difficult when a superstar is having a map. We just saw it with Slasher on map 4. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do except give them their props. Slasher was able to find that first blood on the Waskin. That'll open things up. Shawnee, I didn't see who that was. Dylan, who has a bit of a 2-man setup. Sneaky plays. He's just going to trade it. Give them the man advantage.
Royal Ravens. This could be the round to get them to a final if they can close out this 3v2.
Hey, look how comfortable they are on this map. They know exactly what they want to do. Immediately, Scraps and Dylan just hit the flank. They keep Zero alive on this side.
They push through and clear out at least one side, but as he tracks back, Dylan gets the kill. Slasher, can he come up with the clutch? He spotted one, tagged up one, both are here, and there's the final kill. Of course, it's Dylan. 2 more for Dylan. What a monster weekend it has been for him, and the Royal Ravens have done it. The fan base can rejoice as they are headed to a home series final. Finally, things starting to click. The Royal Ravens look incredible.
And it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all Dylan. Map 5. 14 and 4 out of Dylan. Some blunders out of OpTic Gaming throughout that map. I think still another solid showing from them. They've improved. But I think that map 5 is a little tilt-worthy.
Yeah. And not to flip the narrative at all that, OpTic beat themselves in a sense. Like, Royal Ravens were the better S&D team in this best of 5. Absolutely. But yeah, OpTic didn't do themselves any favors in a couple of those rounds, absolutely. But even if a couple of those rounds go differently, I mean, it's not that big of a difference. Like, they're still getting smoked. Like, that is just a 6-1 dominant effort from the Royal Ravens. 14 and 4 from Dylan. Now the question is, who are they going to play? Will it be Huntsmen? Will it be Subliners? I think we're in for an incredible final either way.
Yeah, we are. And that is a matchup that we've seen a few times. Just a couple of home series ago. I think New York beat them in a game 5, and then they meet up in losers round 2, and Chicago was able to beat them in a rematch. So these teams have some history, but obviously they both got new additions.
Well, let's take a look now at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be Skraps, I believe, taking out Slasher. It's a big moment for Skraps. I mean, honestly, I think a Dylan montage would have been my favorite thing because, dude, especially that round where he just like flew through the smoke and smoked 2 people there at the bomb site. Like, he was doing it all. Whether it was brute force through the front or it was a big flank through the minecart side of the map, he was just finding the timings. They seem so comfortable there, and you see why it's their map pick for sure.
All right. I mean, that's it. Like, every single situation that they were thrown at, they had a response. And that's just when you know that that's your map. I mean, they had an idea. They were reading what OpTic Gaming was giving to them, and they played it perfectly, man. I don't know if we've seen that dominant of a gun runner in a long time. Usually it's a lot of back and forth. It's more of a question of who can win a defense. And offense, you know, I don't know, man.
I feel like gun runner feels like that for like every mode, like for Hardpoint, for Dom, for Surge. It feels like it's not a coin flip per se, but just a lot of upsets, like anyone can win type element to it. And there, it just wasn't close. It was absolutely not close. Stellar effort from the Royal Ravens, and I don't know, I'm so happy to see them getting into a final. I'm excited to see what they can do because it killed me to see Zero not on a team. I love the twins on this roster. Dylan's one of the most fun players to watch. Like, there's so many things that you love about this Ravens lineup, and to see it all coming together here has been it's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's just when were they going to figure it out? I think at the beginning of the year we weren't exactly sure if that was the correct roster with a lot of the talent out there. They were close. We could tell they were close. That's why they were in the middle of the pack. They go through a change. It doesn't work out. It just felt like, they were one move away. Just that's how it's always felt. And now maybe this is the move that they needed.
Well, obviously, I think with the way Jerd's been playing, it's a bit of an upgrade in talent, you would say, with Zero. Zero's just been, I think he's been a better player than Jerd statistically over the last couple of years. But is it more than that? Like, is there something to the way they're now playing the game that looks a lot better to you?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a vibe. So like I said, it's not only, it just feels like obviously Zero is playing at a high level, but like the people around him are playing better. Scraps to me this weekend has been fantastic. Dylan, we just saw it in map 5, but everyone is contributing at times. And maybe it's just something as simple as like their vibes, but I don't know. They all seem to be hitting a new level.
And we'll take a look just at the CDL rewards promo. And just a reminder, I got a couple tweets from people that there were some issues with it. It is a beta, guys, so there's going to be some kinks to work out. But I'm just excited it's here. We've wanted drops for so long, new ways to support your favorite teams. It's just going to get better and better, so earn it while you can. You can go to callofdutyleague.com to make sure you have your account synced up, and you can watch and earn rewards now. And like I said, it's in beta, but it's just going to get better and better, and you can get some cool things to go with it. Some stuff to show off when you're playing Modern Warfare.
Dude, I can now wait to log in tomorrow and see my new rewards.
You know what I'm excited for after this match? Joe, I texted Kat to get me as much food as she could. No, I told her to get me a lot of food. I was really hungry. She said, I got you burger, fries, pizza, wings, and bacon cheddar tots.
Can you send me a picture of that? I truly want to see that.
That's we watched the other semifinal together and chat through it. So that is what I'll be doing. Just 3,000 calories.
You are just an absolute unit. Absolute unit.
What a series it was, man. We do have an interview with Scraps coming up next until we get into our next semifinal and then our home series final. Hope you guys enjoyed that Game 5 Classic. That was an incredible semifinal. More to come. Don't go anywhere.